I was also in Mississippi, and that's where we saw each other. And there were a number of black colleges who were on spring break during Election Day. And so we're up against rampant voter suppression efforts that are pushing young black folks out of the voting, out of the booth. The Democratic Party has a lot of work to do to make sure that young black folks, that older black folks have access to the ballot box. And our campaign is proud to actually been a part of that.
I think one thing that isn't being talked about is the rampant voter suppression in this country. Right there in Ann Arbor, where we had that rally, those kids were waiting 3 hours in line.
You think voters didn't get to vote that wanted to vote in Michigan?
Absolutely. You know, obviously there's also more that we need to do in terms of turning out youth voters. We need to make sure that we're inspiring young people to turn out. But when you do turn out, you should not be waiting 3, 4, 7 hours in order to vote.
We see all of the phony obstacles to registering. We see all of the suppressive efforts at the point of registration and even the point of voting. We see the malfunctioning equipment, how all of this is designed to discourage, to depress, to prevent people from voting, particularly communities of color.
Let's say this loud and clear. Without voter suppression, Stacey Abrams would be the governor of Georgia. Andrew Gillum is the governor of Florida. So the truth is, we need a new Voting Rights Act.
We just have to point out over and over the problem is voter suppression, not voter fraud. And again, this is an effort of the president to distract from his, shall we say, rather humiliating loss of the popular vote and to blame it once again on immigrants and just to bring more hatred and divisions.
We have the theory of free and fair elections, but unfortunately we've seen, particularly over the last 20 years, an erosion of the ability to access that right. And that has come both through GOP or Republican behavior, but also through foreign interference in our elections.
That right to vote coming under tremendous and varied pressure all over the country as Republican officials on down the line, Republican officials in state government and county government and at the city level, the municipal level, all around the country, we're seeing evidence of them basically trying to tilt the playing field wherever they can, however they can. It's derived from how a minority community in one state lives and votes and how they are being targeted by Republicans to kill off their voting rights.
When he says 3 to 5 million people in the last election voted illegally, that is an absolute lie. And all of that stuff, all of that is about nothing more than encouraging state officials all over this country to suppress the vote. We will not accept that.